And she sees her best friend, Sophia.
The guest of honor.
Yeah, 8 months pregnant, glowing, truly deeply glowing. But M knows that smile.
It isn't real. Not entirely.
It couldn't be. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not after what I knew. And this realization hit M just 3 weeks before the shower.
So let's go back 3 weeks. How did she find out?
It was pretty mundane, actually. A slow Tuesday afternoon at the Daily Grind, the cafe where M worked.
Okay.
She was just taking out the trash. Back alley, dumpsters, brick wall. The usual scene.
And then?
And then she saw him. Jacob, Sophia's fiancé,
Mm-hmm.
and Melissa.
Oh, no.
And they weren't just chatting. The source is very clear. This was a slow, deliberate kiss. Passionate. Deep.
Not a mistake. Not a quick peck.
No. It tasted of history, M says. Forbidden fruit savored many times before. This felt like an established thing.
And Melissa? Who was she?
That's the gut punch, Melissa Jenkins. One of Sophia's bridesmaids.
No.
Or confidant.
Mm.
Someone Sophia trusted like a sister, helped pick up the wedding dress.
Oh, that is just brutal. The layers of betrayal.
Right. And the way they acted after the kiss, they laughed when they pulled apart a low, shared chuckle, like it was a running joke.
Like it was nothing. Like Sophia didn't matter.
It screamed, second life, M realized. A huge lie happening right under Sophia's nose. Not just cheating, but something more. Calculated.
That calculation is chilling. It's almost like a instrumental deception, like you said, using the lie.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And M's reaction is immediate nausea, anger, sorrow. But then something else kicks in.
The logical part.
Yeah, a cold, calculated part of my brain, she calls it. Realizing impulse wouldn't help. Sophia needed proof. Undeniable proof.
So she didn't just run to Sophia right away. She decided to investigate.
Methodically. Her phone became her weapon. She started taking photos. Discreetly.
Where?
Different places. A coffee shop, a park bench, even outside Melissa's apartment late one night.
Wow, she really went for it.
She also got screenshots of suspicious texts between Jacob and Melissa, texts Sophia had actually shown her before, laughing them off as inside jokes.
Oh, the irony. That's painful.
Isn't it? And then receipts. A dinner bill from a place neither claimed to be. A weekend getaway booking for Mr. and Mrs. Smith in Jacob's handwriting.
So, concrete evidence. Each piece making the secret heavier.
Like heavy stones added to a rapidly filling sack, that's her description. The weight just grew and grew.
And all this time, Jacob's playing the perfect partner.
Flawlessly. The source mentions him rubbing Sophia's swollen feet, complimenting her pregnancy glow, fetching water, listening to nursery plans.
While living this complete double life, the detachment required for that is disturbing.
It really is. It suggests more than just, casual deceit. Maybe hints of what psychologists might call narcissistic traits. Lack of empathy, using people.
Exploiting them without remorse.
Yeah.
Building a false self. Sophia was just a means to an end for him.
It seems that way. Meanwhile, M is wrestling with this. Her mind is a battlefield.
Loyalty telling her to warn Sophia immediately.
Right, but also this pragmatic fear. What if she tells Sophia privately?
Jacob could twist it.
Exactly. Paint M as jealous, bitter. Gaslight Sophia. Make her doubt her own reality.
That's a real danger. Gaslighting is such an insidious tactic.
It is, which leads him to this monumental decision. She decides Jacob needs to be confronted, but not in secret.
Okay. How?
She'd give him one chance, one single opportunity to confess everything to Sophia himself.
And if he didn't?
And M would reveal it all, publicly.
Yeah.
No matter who was in the room, no matter the consequences.
Wow. She was serious.
And she says, I knew he'd lie. Men like him always do. She wasn't really expecting a confession.
She was testing him, knowing he'd fail.
Pretty much setting a trap to confirm what she already suspected about his character.
So the baby shower confrontation, how did that go down?
The party's in full swing. M spots Jacob near the punch bowl, charming the relatives, playing the part.
The mask is still firmly in place.
Completely. M waits for a moment, then just whispers his name. Jacob. She says it felt like a thunderclap in the noise.
I bet. His reaction.
Smile falters, eyes dart around, nervous. She pulls him into a quiet hallway.
Away from the crowd.
Yes. And then she holds up her phone, shows him the first photo.
The kiss in the alley.
Yep. Jacob and Melissa, their lips locked. 3 weeks ago.
What did he do?
Color drains from his face. A flicker of raw panic. But then the arrogance kicks back in.
He didn't deny it.
He deflected. Attacked her. You really want to ruin this day for her. For the baby. Trying to use the pregnancy against M.
Classic manipulation, trying to make her the bad guy.
But it backfired. M says her resolve just solidified into an unbreakable steel.
So she gave him the ultimatum then and there.
Right. Tell her, by tomorrow, confess everything, or I will.
And his response?
He just scoffed. Dismissive, arrogant, turned around and walked away.
Wow. His silence was his answer.
Absolutely. No remorse, just contempt.
So the next day arrives. Heavy and gray, as she puts it.
M waits. Checks her phone constantly. Nothing from Jacob, nothing from Sophia.
Sophia still has no idea.
Blissfully unaware. Which must have been torture for M to watch.
Jacob's silence basically confirmed everything for M.
It was a deafening roar, she says. It confirmed his utter lack of intention to do the right thing. So M's decision shifts.
From maybe hoping he'd confess too. What?
To seeing the reveal as a necessary act of love, protecting Sophia from marrying him, from a lifetime of systematic, soul-crushing betrayal.
It became about liberation, like we talked about earlier, an active choice.
Exactly, and this choice needed careful execution. She describes it as feeling like assembling a bomb.
Okay, so the pink envelope plan, how did she prepare it?
She gathered everything. The crisp and damning photos, the text screenshots, the receipts, all the proof.
And the letter.
Crucially, not a rambling, emotional diatribe. It was concise, factual, dates, names, locations, a timeline, just the facts in clear language.
Smart. Keep the emotion out of the evidence itself.
Right. Then she put all of it into this delicate, pale pink envelope.
The irony, so innocent looking.
Terribly ironic. Sealed it and placed it amidst the mountain of colorful gift-wrapped boxes. The Trojan horse.
Ready to be opened at the shower.
Which is now this kaleidoscope of pastel hues and joyous sounds. Sophia's at the head table, radiating a serene joy.
Clueless. And the gift opening starts.
Yes. And then Sophia's hand reaches for that envelope. The pink one.
Oh man, Em must have been freaking out.
Heart hammered, throat suddenly dry, unable to speak. And Sophia, completely innocent, asks,
This one's from you, isn't it, Em?
Oof, yeah. Sophia tears the seal, starts reading the letter, her brow furrowing.
Confusion at first, probably.
Then her eyes drop to the first photo. Jacob and Melissa, kissing. Undeniable.
And her face.
Eyes widen, the glow just vanishes, replaced by dawning horror, a tiny gasp. The room starts to quiet down.
People notice something's wrong.
They see her face draining of color, hands trembling. Her gaze, now hollow and haunted, finds Jacob across the room.
His reaction?
Smug smile gone, face ashen. He's caught. Publicly. No escape.
What does Sophia do?
Pushes herself up, chair scrapes loudly in the silence. Her voice is ragged, choked with unshed tears, just a whisper.
Asking.
Is it true?
And Jacob?
Nothing. He didn't answer. He couldn't. His perfect mask had finally shattered.
So silence is the answer again.
Definitely. The crowd starts murmuring, phones come out to record.
Of course.
Jacob lunges, tries to grab Sophia's hand, but she recoils, her eyes blazing with pain.
Does she look at Em?
Yes. And Em says she knew she understood. In that moment, Sophia got it.
Then what?
A strangled sob, and Sophia just walks out with this slow, agonizing dignity. The doors swing shut, a soft thud, the end of that reality.
Wow. The public nature of it, while brutal, left no room for Jacob to manipulate later, right? It was undeniable.
Absolutely. Irrefutable clarity in the most painful way possible. So the aftermath, the party just dissolves.
Understandably, how do people react to Em?
Mixed. Some dirty looks, some silent acknowledgement. People didn't know what to think, probably.
And Em herself.
Felt empty, hollow, couldn't sleep, kept checking her phone. And then doubt started creeping in.
Wondering if she did the right thing. If she destroyed her friendship.
Exactly. That cold and insidious doubt. A whole week passed like that.
A week of silence from Sophia. That must have been agonizing.
7 days. Em called, texted, no reply. And then finally, late one night, a text.
What did it say?
Just, thank you, I needed to know.
Oh, wow.
Validation.
Huge, profound relief, Em felt. Tears. The friendship was bruised and battered, but fundamentally not broken.
That text must have meant everything. The first step towards healing that betrayal trauma.
It really was. And as the weeks turned into months, more truth came out. The wedding was obviously off. Jacob tried the "it was a mistake" line.
Which clearly wasn't true.
Not even close. Sophia eventually found the courage to talk directly to Melissa.
Oh, what did she find out?
The affair wasn't just recent. They'd had an entire parallel life for over a year. His business trips, romantic getaways.
Unbelievable. But there was more, wasn't there? Something even worse.
Yes, the most insidious part. The baby.
It wasn't Jacob's.
It wasn't Jacob's, and Melissa confirmed. Jacob knew all along. He deliberately let Sophia believe he was the father. That is monstrous. It goes way beyond infidelity. That's a calculated scheme targeting the very core of her life, her future child.
Absolutely. It frames everything differently. It wasn't just about cheating. It was about securing a lifestyle.
Right, the motive.
Yeah.
We learn later he came from humble beginnings, had loads of debt.
Yeah, a source close to his estranged family revealed that. He wanted a life of ease.
And Sophia, with her family's wealth, the hotels, she was the ticket.
She was his golden ticket. The engagement was purely strategic, a stepping stone to the life he craved.
But he completely miscalculated, underestimated Em, underestimated the power of truth.
He played himself, as the source puts it, lost everything.
Yeah.
Reputation, access to wealth, even Melissa eventually cut ties, left with just his debts and deceit.
A stark reminder that lies often implode eventually.
They do. And Sophia, she lost a lot too, obviously. Trust, shattered, friends, innocence, dreams.
But she gained something too, right?
Freedom, clarity, a second chance. It's like that idea of post-traumatic growth. The devastating experience became a catalyst.
So what did she do?
Moved to Chicago, new job, started therapy, really facing the trauma head on. And slowly, that glow came back.
But a different kind of glow this time.
A genuine radiant light, the narrator says. A woman reclaiming her power, her identity, her future. It's incredibly resilient.
And her friendship with M?
It endured. Sophia still calls late at night. They don't dwell on the past constantly, but it lingers. And the silences
The shared experience changed things.
deepen them. M notes that I love you means more now, has more weight. And her insight is so powerful. Love isn't always about protection in the soft, gentle sense. Sometimes, often, it's about truth.
Even when the truth is incredibly hard, it takes
Yeah.
bravery.
Immense bravery. As for Jacob and Melissa, they just vanished.
And the baby?
The wound still throbs, but Sophia finds peace in seeing none of him in her daughter. A quiet victory.
Reclaiming her narrative. And the daughter's name?
Hope.
Hope.
Wow.
A living, breathing reminder that even from the ashes of the deepest betrayal, beauty can rise.
A powerful symbol of that transformation, born from facing the truth.
So if we pull back and look at the bigger picture here, this story, this deep dive, it really shows the uncomfortable power of truth.
It absolutely does. It's more than just a dramatic story. It's a real case study in human psychology, isn't it? Deception, betrayal, trauma, resilience.
And it forces us to ask, what's the real cost of a lie? Not just for the person lied to, but for the liar, trapped in their own deception and everyone caught in the fallout.
And how do you balance that immediate searing pain of revelation against the potential for long-term freedom that comes after? It's complex.
So for you, the learner, maybe dealing with your own complex situations or difficult truths, what's the takeaway here?
Well, I think this story really highlights that knowledge, even painful knowledge, is ultimately valuable. It's powerful when you understand it and can use it for, genuine growth and freedom.
Schwa didn't do this just to ruin Jacob. Her goal, that radical transparency, it was about liberating Sophia, letting her build a life on truth, not lies.
Yeah, solid ground. And the beautiful irony, as you mentioned, is the child, Hope, growing up with a mother who chose honesty and bravery.
So what stands out to you listening to this? Maybe consider this thought. Love isn't always soft and gentle. Sometimes it isn't about shielding someone from every hurt. Sometimes love has to be brave. It might be messy, even loud.
And sometimes, maybe just sometimes, it arrives in a simple pink envelope, right when everyone expects bows and balloons.
But what's really needed is that dose of undeniable, liberating truth.
Well put.
What a deep dive. We hope this journey into the pink envelope of truth has given you plenty to reflect on. Not just betrayal, but the ripple effects of truth, courage, and ultimately hope. Until next time, keep digging.